everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Kimberly and I have your February forecast 2020. So this is going to be a little bit of a longer video. I'm going to talk about overarching themes, the month as a whole, collective energies as a whole. We're going to talk about twin flame aspects. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of aspects with the moon phases, and then I'm going to take you through a reading to get confirmation on those messages. So try not to skip to the reading. I mean, it's totally up to you how you want to listen to it and receive the messages, but usually how I read is like for the monthly forecast, that channeled message, the big overview, that's where the bulk or the meat of the information is. And when I go into the cards, it's just kind of for confirmation and clarification on those messages, okay? All right, so couple reminders. One is posting this video on, let's see, it's Wednesday, January 29th, and there's just a few days left to register for my tarot course. So if you guys have been wanting to learn the tarot, intro to tarot, this is going to teach you basically all of the cards, the minor and the major arcana. You're going to learn about the court, the symbolism. You're going to understand how to marry your intuition with the meaning of the cards. And then I'll hold, again, probably like in May, I'm going to hold a series 2 for tarot, in which I'll teach the reversals and spreads. But this one's almost filled up. I think there's 2 or 3 spots left, and I know a lot of you have expressed interest. So if you're still wanting to get in on that, make sure you register by February 1st, okay? If you have any questions about it, email me, and you can check out all the information on my website, spiritualmaterialgirl.com, okay? The second thing is I have a new meditation up on the website. So it's a manifestation meditation. And this is going to be really huge for this year. I felt really called to make it. It's a beautiful, what I think is a beautiful meditation visualization that's not your typical, like, oh, let's visualize what we want. You know, it's really well designed in terms of, like, I put a lot of thought and energy into in my intuition into how to facilitate this. And so we take you through, we have you integrate the chakras, we have you kind of stabilize your root chakra. We spend a lot of time there. We come through and you work with an angel, and either an archangel or a protective angel, and you learn how to ask for support for your desires, and then with the higher realms in support of you and your own new rerouting, reconfidence, you know, your confidence regained, I should say, you're able to then walk forward into the new reality. And then you actually see the new reality in that visualization. So you're seeing your dreams and wishes fulfilled. And so this is a really powerful visualization. I think it's like 26 minutes long, the meditation. But I'm just packaging it up with my other meditations, the 5D communication tool for twin flames and the cord cutting. If you guys already have those, they're just kind of, I'm just kind of bundling it. It's $22 for the 3 meditations, and you can purchase those on my website, okay? You can book readings, soul coaching sessions. If you guys want soul coaching packages, reach out to me. Everything else is up on the website under sessions and workshops. Okay, so, wow, there's so much here. All right, let's talk about important dates, and then my forecast, my written forecast that I send out every month, it's going to go out today. So if you're seeing this video, most likely you've missed it, right? If you're not already on my email list. So if you want to start receiving these monthly written forecasts, the channeled messages, get on my email list, go to the website, subscribe at the bottom. And if you missed this though, if you're not signed up yet, I always repost these on Facebook. So just like us on the Facebook page or follow us and you'll see the repost, okay? But in this, I outline important dates, which is on the 8th and 9th. So we have that sort of full moon. I think the full moon's at 11:30 p.m. Pacific time, and so 2:30 a.m. Eastern time. So it's different time zones. So we're on February 8th. February 9th, we have the full moon in Leo. This is going to bring a lot of fire energy, right? And then we have February 18th, the sun enters Pisces. And February 23rd, there's the new moon in Pisces, a lot of the water energy. So we're talking about fire and water this month, and there's a lot to talk about, okay? So I feel like there's a positivity that's rising, okay? Don't mind me as I allude to my notes here. I'm going to give you kind of the highlights of my written forecast. So there's a positivity rising. I spoke about this in January, how I said, you know, there's going to come a point where in early mid-February where we stand up and we like wipe off the sludge or any residue or anything that was left over from 2019 or the years before. And whatever's catalyzing in your life at this time is helping you to do that, to like kind of get rid of like the muck of the past or anything that's like left over, anything that's been carried over. You're now resolving, you're now wiping away, you're now washing away, and we'll be able to step forward with more clarity. Now, one of the big things that's happening, and so for me, and the way it's always been historically since I've had this channel, is I, for some reason, I'm always like 2 weeks ahead of the collective, like with my energy, with what happens, and I think it's so that I can deliver the messages better. It was like that in my twin flame connection. It's always been like that. So I feel like I'm feeling this energy now, and the energy is high, and there's like this need to want to take action, like get it all done at once. And so I would just say pace yourself, like breathe and pace yourself, because if you are feeling overwhelmed, if there's so much you want to do and so many changes you want to make, and I think like with this fire energy igniting us, we're feeling like the need to take action. We want to take action. We start the moment. We've got momentum going, and that's great. So remember though that all manifestation is a marriage between your masculine and your feminine sides, right? So it takes your feminine side to create and to nurture the ideas or whatever it is that you want to bring into life. And then it takes your masculine side to ask for it, to do it, to go take the action, take the initiative, or to make it happen in the physical. So it's always like a perfect marriage between those sides. So if your masculine side, like in this, with all this action, fire energy moving in, and all this excitement, enthusiasm, positivity, feeling like you've got a clearer path, maybe know your direction better, maybe it's just the wiping off the sludge of last year, or the remainders of this, like, some of you are doing like that shadow work still, and you're just kind of fine-tuning and really getting, you know, I've seen a lot of you in soul coaching, like really getting to the heart of it now so that you can really clear the path ahead for yourself. So whatever that is, like, it's exciting because as you emerge out of that more healed, more ready, and also with these goals, I feel like goals are a big thing this year. Like, I want to do this and I want to get to this level, and you're going to. And so the one thing that I'll say is that, like, as we do that, we, especially with all this fire energy behind us, like lighting the way, igniting us, that it can be that we get imbalanced, right? That like our masculine energy gets too masculine, we're taking too much action, we're not like letting things come to us enough, and we need to kind of pull back and just pace yourself. We want to take steady action. You want to kindle the fire and and keep it going, but not blaze the fire, not throw the fuel in just yet. Okay, so like that's definitely the message. I think if we do go too fast, too much, one, we're either going to burn out, or we're going to get zonked when that watery energy comes in at the end of February, okay? So that's going to extinguish the fire. So keep it slow, keep it steady, pace yourself with the action. I think that you'll want to create. I think you're going to have a desire to thrust your projects forward and to take action towards your goals and fulfillment, like I said. Now, the thing about this Pisces energy coming in at the end of the month is it can be really good. Like, all of these aspects can be really good, or they can be really bad depending on how we balance in them. So, like I said, with this fire energy, use it to your advantage. Take small steps, pace yourself, use that, but if you're feeling overwhelmed, then pull back, right? Remember, masculine, feminine, trying to balance in this. Now, the watery energy is going to be less, it feels like less like weepy or romantic, right? But more about how we delve deep into those the things that we've romanticized, or the fantasies, the things that we've been dreaming about, and explore those again. But then I feel like we come up, or we rise to the surface holding the gold or the treasure in our hand. So that's saying, like, we're learning through this Pisces new moon how to set the intentions towards those like the real dreamy, romanticized visions that we've had for our life, right? And yet also ground them into reality. And so this is going to be a big theme as we go into March and April as well. It's like grounding our fantasies, our romanticizations, I don't even know how to say that, and our anything that we have visualized that has felt, you know, like maybe a pipe dream or a big goal or some, you know, the romantic relationship, whatever that is, like it can all come in for you now. And I feel like this watery new moon and this Pisces energy is all about helping you delve into it, but then balancing that with learning how to ground it into reality. So let's see what else they say. As I've been saying for a long time, April is probably the biggest manifestation month of the year. It's not to say you won't be reaping the rewards of things that happen in April, but April's going to be a huge month for the collective. Just in terms of seeing opportunities and like seeing things physicalized and putting yourself out there and your stuff out there. And you're setting that all up now. So all the action steps you take, the momentum that you build, the foundation that you're laying, the seeds that you're planting, it's all going to be, or start to be harvested, blooming, not harvested, but blooming by April, that time frame. And I feel like you're grounding everything in by May. And then you're going to see this new reality unfold over the summer and by the next set of eclipses for many people, okay? So why do I think that we're manifesting this rapidly? Well, one, there's a lot of, you know, higher energy that's assisting us, right? Solar energy, the way the stars are aligning. This is energetic shifts of consciousness. This is from the higher realms. But more than that, I feel like a lot of you have just reached a place of self-mastery, or you're reaching that place now where you're clearing the fear from within and you're just ready to turn your dreams into realities. And that's a lot of what this year is. And let's see. I talk about spring being the time of blooming. And so, yeah, so I would say overall masculine and feminine energies need to balance. Watch your action steps at this time, and know that watery energy is going to come in to help you delve deeper into your manifestation power, really, to go into your dreams, to go into your fantasies. But this is different because now we come up and we start learning how to bring them into reality in March and April. And this is where things start to shift in our lives in a way that they haven't been able to before. It's kind of like you've made the changes, you're making the changes, you're ridding yourself of the fear. Now you're grounding in those bigger dreams, bigger goals, and I feel like a real ambitious energy at this time too. That fire energy is very ambitious. So don't forget to breathe, like I said. What else? So let's talk about twin flames, because this is a big aspect for this month. Again, so I want to tell you that I sat down and I channeled, this is the written forecast that's going to go out in the email newsletter. And I channeled this on Sunday. It's Wednesday today, right? So by Monday, the things that I had channeled for twin flames were already happening to me. So again, it was just like that big confirmation from the universe, like, wow, you have to share this, Kimberly. Like, you have to just, you know, you really have to share this. So I've been so excited to make this video and share it with you. I feel like from what I saw in my own reality, like this is so on point. It's going to mean different things to different, you know, scenarios, and each of your circumstances is different, but I kind of write it taking all of those variations into account. So to kind of take it and apply it however it means for you, okay? I'm going to kind of read this just because I think it'll come through better. Okay. So I'm talking about twin flame couples needing to attune to the fire and water energy burning up and flowing in February. So I received the message from Spirit that twins that aren't in communication at this time will have a reconnection or contact in the physical at some time in February or March. And I felt like it was the masculine reaching out, okay? And it feels like there's a new way of expressing coming forth. So, and it feels much more healed. And so there's an emphasis on the dynamics coming full circle. So whatever this means, it will be unique for your situation. Don't forget that. I feel like twin flames will gain the hindsight to understand why things have played out as they have, and the foresight not to repeat missteps or mistakes of the past. And that goes for both the masculine and the feminine. So we're talking about hindsight and foresight, and this is like a healing in the present, okay? So this means that each individual is more merged with self and can make better decisions in accordance with his or her heart and in alignment with his or her integrity. So the aspects that are governing the twins as individuals is they're being governed by their heart and their alignment with their worth and integrity. That is totally different playing field from where the most twins on this journey have been in the past, okay? So we're seeing more, no, this is not everyone, but more healing taking place behind the scenes so that two more healed individuals can step together. That doesn't necessarily mean union for everyone, but it means there's going to be contact and communication for a lot of you. And through that contact communication, you'll be able to discern what needs to happen, what action steps need to happen, and or what this communication brings to you, because you're going to be in your heart more, less in your head, less, you're going to have dissolved a lot of the fear, and you're going to be able to look at this and say, well, what is this really? And be able to take it for what it is, the healing, and feel grateful for it. But I also feel like you won't be trying to make it something it's not, or I feel like you won't try to rush things along. It's just going to feel like a big relief, like, oh, like it might be like, oh, this person is alive and well, or it might be like, wow, we're communicating differently, and there's less emphasis on outcome. There's much more emphasis on healing in the present. So I'm saying Spirit's showing me that the two sides okay, so I talk about full circle, right? So Spirit's been showing the two sides of the heart connecting, right? So, and then I say like, well, maybe it's not so much things coming full circle as things coming full heart, right? So we're getting more centered in our hearts. It feels like profound healing, and you're able to fully release any negativity of the past and move into the future, doing what is right and true for you. And that's like the most important thing, is that you're not influenced by your motive for union, and you'll be less influenced by codependent behaviors, because all of that's going to be healed and dissolved or resolved, right? And so what I feel is now you're going to be able to see what this connection is and make a determination of where to go from here. And there's like so little emphasis on that. It's really just about enjoying having the contact and having the conversation be more healed. And from that point, things will just unfold, and you'll know what direction to go in. You'll know you'll even know like the perspective to keep in your heart, so that you can kind of carry on and keep going on and staying detached, and not like reattaching to fear timelines or to outcome or expectation, right? So I say, to explain this better, it's as if each party has has a more solid connection with his or her higher self, and whatever each decides to do will be in perfect and divine order for the connection also. For some, this will be a true union, or better described as a rekindling of a flame that never died out. Who has goosebumps? I'm going to read it again. Okay. To explain this better, it's as if each party has a more solid connection with his or her higher self, or whatever each decides to do will be in perfect divine order for the connection and also for the individual. For some, this will be a true union, or better described as a rekindling of a flame that never died out. Now it's time to be fueled with balance, love, and harmony, so the fire can burn brightly. And that will happen over time, I think, as some of the twins on the planet reconnect. Now, those of you who haven't contracted for union and you learn that through this reconnection, or maybe that's solidified for you or it's confirmed for you, I think you're really letting go of a lot of angst, anxiety, past hurt, negativity, and it's just going to free you up to move forward on your own path and to meet your true twin flame or divine partner or soulmate. So, like I said, there's going to be a sense of relief, a new understanding of past events, and a whole bunch of clarity for the future. This will be very liberating for you guys. It will free you up to uplift new timelines. I see that the end of February will be a time to dream up what you want in any soul relationship, right? Like, however you want that to look for you, like that Piscean energy. Start thinking about what do you want from a romantic or, romantic partnership, soul connection. What does that look like, right? And then imagine your best self coming forth and your potential partner stepping forth in that best self light. And so keep imagining that. That might be a good thing also to ask for or to visualize in my manifestation meditation if you guys purchase that. I also say that twins who have not yet met in the physical, maybe you were with like a catalyst or someone that you were perceiving as a twin flame, and there's a very heightened energy around the spring equinox. And I feel like that will be a time of very serendipitous meetings and just synchronicities that line up these life partners and divine partners. Okay, so keep your chin up, keep your eyes open, be open to new opportunities, stay surrendered, and know that whatever communication comes forth for twins, it's for healing, it's for clearing the past, feeling like it just feels like breath of fresh air in the connection, in the dynamics, okay? And like kudos, because what the energy I'm feeling is that there isn't a reattachment to fear. It's like, yay, good job, masculine. Yay, good job, feminine. Like, there's really that feeling. So now I'm going to go into some cards and we're going to confirm these messages. I'm going to use the Ascension deck and I'm going to use the Lover's Tarot today. And the Moon card, my Moon cards. And I think that's it. All right, so let's go into these messages. I'm going to kind of pull for masculine and feminine. I can't talk today. I'm so sorry, you guys. I don't know what my issue is. I'm in that momentum. I'm in that energy where I have too much energy for my own good. Like, I can't sit still and I want to be in motion all the time. And it could be just because I'm feeling better at this time, but I also think it's just the energy coming in for us on the planet. And I feel like I'm trying to talk, like my brain's moving faster than my mouth. So sorry if I keep misstepping my words. All right. So we're going to use, like I said, the Lover's Path Tarot. We're going to pull for masculine and feminine overall collective energies, overall collective messages for February 2020. And then, as you guys know, I always come back near the full moon and new moon to give you energy updates. I'll probably start doing my messages from the masters every Sunday again as well. So look out for those videos. But these are just overview messages just to kind of explain further what I just channeled and also get confirmation. So for the masculine, we have the Prince of Arrows, and for the feminine, we have the Ace of Staves. So masculine is the Cupid energy. It's Cupid, and it is Valentine's Day. And this is like the month of love, right? And I don't know if all of you subscribe to that, but I don't think this is a coincidence that the masculine is coming out as Cupid. And I have, goosebumps. So some of the masculine, I just feel like the masculine coming more into his heart. That's like the biggest thing I can tell you is he's coming more into his heart. Like everything is being ruled by his heart. And oh God, goosebumps, my hair standing up. he's coming into his heart and he knows what he wants. And he's able now to move and take action from his heart space. And this is you're going to see the masculine more humbled. You're going to see him more in his authentic expression. You're going to see him making decisions around that authenticity and that truth like never before. I also get the sense that with the Prince of Arrows, like, one, I think like he is aiming towards his beloved, or, you know, for twin flames, it's like a lot of the masculine really are looking towards their beloved and kind of, you know, I feel like getting the arrow ready. But in this picture, he's still prepping the arrow, right? Like there's still that preparation. And there's still a preparation is what I'm getting. Okay. So what else? This feels like communication coming through. It feels like the masculine communicating from his heart space. It feels like a new way of communicating. This kind of further confirms those messages. And it's really interesting too, because I keep getting this sense of the masculine with wings on his back, and that's coming through here. So there's more of a feeling that the masculine is creating that, one, I think he's more connected to the heavens and to the gods and to the angels. He's more connected to that realm. So that's helping him. But there's also like this feeling of like, I have wings to fly and I can do a lot more or have more than I thought I could have. And he's really starting to create his new reality as well, in terms of just really going after only what he wants, and from his heart, from his authentic alignment. There's like a chivalry here, I feel, and the chivalry, a nobility, right? An honor. And that honor, nobility, chivalry, it's all because he's more balanced masculine than he was, let's say, 2 months ago, or even really 2 years ago for many of the masculine, okay? So, you know, there's been some shifts over the past few months, but there's been huge shifts over the past few years. So, Cupid energy. And for the feminine, we have Ace of Staves, which is like the Ace of Wands. This is about... You see the crown on the stave. So this is about, you know, the feminine, I feel like, lining up with her integrity to really create that new physical reality. She's thinking about that. She's wanting that. You know, the thing about this is that there's no guarantee of success. And I always say that when I see this card, is this is the beginning of something that we are grounding into the physical. The feminine is taking the steps towards it. She is realizing what she's worth, and she's taking the steps to physicalize whatever that is that she's been dreaming of, that she's been wanting to bloom, right? But there's no guarantee, and there's no certainty. There can't be an attachment to outcome. So have that be like a forewarning for you. If you're starting something new, or if you're taking a new direction at this time and you're a feminine, or even just your feminine energy, your creation energy within is taking a new direction. Again, I feel like it's slow and steady. This is an early stage of building something, and you need to keep that alignment in place and don't attach to the outcome. It's just about lining up with who you truly are. And that's going to bring things into life. More so than you attaching to some outcome and then putting a lot of energy and weight on that, okay? You see this like it just reminds me, like a crown in one straight line is like your alignment. Like that's the emphasis. Collective combined energies. And we'll pull clarifier cards for these two. We'll get some additional messages. collective combined energy is the Three of Staves in reverse. So here we see the masculine and feminine together. Okay, masculine's looking out, feminine's facing in, and the masculine is still holding on to something, some stability, some crutch, something like that. I mean, for twin flames, I feel like this is the masculine and feminine, you know, meeting in a new way, and you can kind of see it in this picture. But I still feel like there is a but here, and the but feels like, I still feel like the masculine might need to resolve something that's keeping him like stuck in a situation or in a particular place, or with he might still need to release one or two more things. It's like he knows he's got wings on his back. He knows what his heart wants. He's kind of starting to express what his heart wants, but yet he's still, I feel like, a little bit stuck on the crutch, the job, the karmic marriage, whatever that is. Like he needs to let go of, to fully step into everything that he desires. And I feel like for the feminine, she's coming forward and she's receiving it, and she's allowing him to be wherever he needs to be. And I feel like the feminine's able to be more gracious and able to sustain her own alignment much better now. And yeah, and I do feel like there's a talk to or some discussion about goals or where things are headed. I feel like people want, especially both masculine and feminine, want to talk about like what's going to happen this year, right? Like what's going to come to be, there's an excitement around that. I think a lot of people feel that in the collective, right? That there's some positive changes taking place, and there's a lot of opportunity for dreams to reality this year. So, let's pull some clarifiers. So I'm going to pull from the Ascension deck just because I feel like there's a lot of higher messages that want to come through. Whoops. Cards just fell out. For the masculine is Pallas Athena. And so this is the goddess of truth and wisdom. So that doesn't surprise me at all. This is what we're talking about, like the masculine aligning with his truth. She's the Lord of Karma for the fourth ray and holds the sword of truth to show humanity the way. So this is just a confirmation of that for the masculine. So it says, although she wields her sword for the highest ideals and divine truth, she prefers to use wisdom to settle disputes. Your guidance is to follow her example. So she often comes in when there is drama or conflict. So perhaps whatever masculine is trying to extricate himself from, the job, the karmic marriage, that he's taking the higher road to extricate himself, right? To free himself from that situation. And that's what she's coming in to remind the masculine about. And it says, see the higher perspective in all areas of conflict, draw on your abundance of wisdom and tact to communicate with everyone concerned, and use the sword of truth to point the divine way forward. Remember, oftentimes we feel when we go to make a change, or we need to leave a certain situation, or leave a job, or leave a marriage, or leave a relationship, whatever that is, we feel so obligated to the other person, and we feel like, oh God, but I feel so bad for them, or I don't want to leave them high and dry, or whatever that is. But you have to remember that when you are lining up with your higher self and following that divine guidance, you're not only fulfilling the highest potential for yourself, but you're also helping to fulfill the highest potential for the other party. And I know that's hard to see sometimes, because in the physical, it can come through as like a hurt, a heartbreak for someone else. And you don't want to inflict pain on someone, right? But at a higher level, if you're truly hearing your higher guidance, then there's something higher in line for that person too. They just can't see it at this time. And you're actually uplifting the timelines for both of you. So, ever been in that situation where you get a push, or, someone breaks up with you, or you get let go of a job, and you're just like, oh, why did this happen? This is terrible. I can't believe they did this to me. But the truth is like, there's something better waiting for you. And that person moving on, or that person realizing their next step or higher, path is a gift for you. So anyhow, so masculine, I feel like trust that. Keep the sword of truth close to you. It says point it so that you can illuminate the divine path forward, right? That's going to help you uplift everyone's timelines, not just your own. Even though you feel bad for the other person, you feel bad for that person you don't want to leave, or for that boss that you don't want to leave stranded, you're giving a gift to that person or that situation if you're following your true higher guidance. Okay, so focus on your truth and walk the path. All right, so feminine. Orion. So Orion is the great masters of Orion invite you to visit Orion in meditation or sleep to receive a download of cosmic wisdom. This is an honor, so prepare yourself with intention during the day by showering, lighting a candle, playing sacred music, or walking in nature. Then you will receive much spiritual light. So they consider Orion the soul star chakra of the universe. You may find it helpful to ask Archangel Mariel to light up your personal soul star chakra, which is above your head, and to facilitate your connection. So this is Orion you can visit in your sleep. There's some cosmic wisdom I feel like that wants to come through for you. This is about your soul star chakra, like I said, above your head, you connecting to all that is, the information of all that is. And so then there was a card that came out with this, and it's air. So there are two cards together, and air is the element that supports truly magical cosmic qualities, okay? So I feel like with the air coming out, again, this is about change, and it's also about communication. And I think that, like, as you allow your visions to, as you allow yourself to go into your visions, you're going to create the flow of energy, the air that you need. Now, air is very interesting too, because just think about air and what's happening this month. Fire, right? Fire is going to, feed off of the oxygen, and the water is H2O, right? And it is the oxygen. And so think about how you breathe near fire. It's hard to breathe, right? And it's also hard to breathe underwater. So remember I said breathe, pace yourself. This is about creating that air, that space where you go into yourself, where you're able to, it's like this, you're creating a flow of energy that balances everything. So there's no flood, there's no drowning, there's no, coughing or any sort of smothering. There's no conflagration. There's just like fire and water, and you get to create like this, I feel like this flow of air that sort of irrigates everything. And irrigate's not the right word because that's water, but it just it separates the two, and it enables those two energies to work together for you, right? The dreamy, emotional side and the action-oriented side, your feminine, your masculine. And I feel like you're creating a better balance with all of this. And air is going to be really important. Breathing, taking a deep breath, centering yourself, going into yourself. That's important. And for the combined energies with the Ascension deck, Lord Maitreya. Lord Maitreya is head of the Great White Brotherhood. Drawing this card suggests it's time for you to examine every area of your life carefully and practice purity of thought, word, and deed. So this is all about integrity and action. So it's aligning your intention with what you do. So it's all about integrity, and that's what we were seeing here, right? With like feminine in alignment. And we're seeing here with masculine in his truth, in his heart center. So you're asked to be an example of right living. For your light, then will draw many to the ascension way. So this is really like you are, by living your truth, by stepping into your integrity, and by being consistent with it and dissolving the fear so that you can stay in alignment with this truth and stay in your heart center, you're going to help uplift the planet. All right, let's go over to the moon deck. Let's do masculine, feminine combined, and then I'll wrap this up. Masculine. Expansion. So I like this too because I feel like in this card you see this desire for expansion. I think this is that feeling that I've been getting with the masculine with the wings on his back, like that wanting to take flight. He's really feeling that expansiveness, and that's driving him. So expansion. Feminine. I feel like I'm going to say more about the masculine when I pull the feminine's card. So we just had a big toss out, right? So what came out was dream for the feminine. So dream. And so this is about her, like I said, like maybe that's how we create that space between action and emotion, is where we're dreaming, we're aligning, we're intending. I feel like this is a really good time for her to visualize. And that's why I put together that manifestation visualization. I hope you guys purchase the meditation pack. So dream, dream big, and let your dreams take you, because there is a really good chance that you're going to be able to ground your dreams into reality. If not this month, it'll be in March and April. Okay. But this is the time where we're setting this up. You're building upon, you're taking some action steps, you're realizing your dreams, you're realizing the bigger dreams, you're shedding layers that have held you back, and resolving fear. So this gives way to bigger dreams. It gives way to bigger manifestations in the physical reality, in your physical reality. And the combined energy of the moon cards is gratitude. So this tells me this is also the harvest moon. So it's telling me that what we work on now, what we're talking about, we're going to feel a lot of the rewards and be reaping those rewards in around harvest time, and we're going to be feeling really grateful for how far we came in just a short period of time this year. So even though it may not be all crystallized yet or all rooted and grounded in the physical, it's coming. And just what? I mean, you look at when I'm giving you these timelines, I'm saying March, April, we're grounding things in. By May, a lot of these dreams and stuff are starting to physicalize. May, June, July, we're physicalizing them. We might have some hiccups and some changes that come in through the eclipses. But if you look from, like, let's say April to October, harvest time, this is 6 months. That's in 6 months, things change dramatically. And you're going from, wow, like, that wasn't even in existence before, to, wow, I'm so grateful that I have all of this. And so it's really cool. And we get at the center of that, the yin yang, which is balancing your energies, is so important now in order to reap all of that, in order to feel, grateful. I think down the line, you've got to stay, there's a lot of this energy is about staying present, the air you create, or the flow of energy you create in between to balance things out, being present. Being present. Presence is really important right now. Not getting too far ahead of ourselves, releasing the past, visioning the future, envisioning the future. However, still a lot of emphasis on the present. So I'm going to leave you with that. Hope it's helpful. And I will see you guys soon. Don't forget, if you want the meditation on the website, sign up for the tarot course, or you can book sessions online. I love you guys. Mwah. See you soon. Bye.